Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single invincible game in NBA 2K23, every single invincible card, I should say, in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and would really appreciate it if y'all would subscribe. And yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it. We got like 40-something cards on this list to rank today, so going to get into this and see what we think of all these invincible cards. A lot of these cards I honestly haven't used. Some of them I have, and some of them are just not that great. Some of them are elite, so it all depends. As y'all can see, we do have one special tier for one special player. I wonder if y'all can guess who it is, considering the name of the tier. But I think Andre Bargnani actually is really good. Like, I think he's a very, very good invincible card. He's 7 foot with a great release at the power forward position. He's one of the better invincible cards, honestly. I think he's very, very solid. I would go A tier for Andre Bargnani. I would actually go D tier for Anthony Davis as well. I think he's got a slow release. I think he's undersized. I think we have a lot better invincible power forward options than AD, in my opinion. Not a bad card. Yeah, I don't know. Not a bad card, but not incredible. I don't... just undersized, mediocre release. Just not great. We do have a lot of invincible cards that aren't that elite, though, so I don't know. Maybe he's C? Maybe. Anthony Edwards, only 6'5", but he is a PG. He does have a very good release, moves really well, really solid, not incredible, but decent card. I think he's good enough to go B tier. I really do. At the point guard position, I actually had him C, but I think among all the invincible cards, he's probably B. I don't know. Maybe he moves down to C, but he's kind of borderline for me, to be completely honest. Like, probably B, actually. So probably C, actually, still. I'm going to go Baron Davis in a D tier. I just think you're too undersized at 6'3" at this point in the game to be an elite card. Ben Wallace, same thing, 6'9" power forward. His smallest position is power forward, and he's 6'9". He is just too undersized to be an elite level card at this point, and that's why both those guys are going D tier for me. I think Kade Cunningham is an S tier invincible. I think he's absolutely incredible. Really, really like Kade a lot. We don't actually have as many elite invincibles this year as I feel like we've gotten in previous years. There are a lot of really good ones, but next level elite top tier cards, not that many of them. And Kade Cunningham, I do believe, is one. Carmelo's a 6'8" shooting guard with his own release. He moves really well, though. He's got a great release. I think he's really, really solid. And then I think Chris Bosh is probably B or A. He's 6'11" at power forward, so he doesn't have incredible size, but he's got a good release. He moves pretty well. Good card, not insane. I would probably go B for him. I think Dale Ellis probably goes B as well, to be completely honest. I'm just not quite sure he's quite elite enough to go A tier, but I do think they're both very good cards. Danny Granger going to go S tier for me. 6'9" shooting guard with KPJ base. Really good release, really good animations. He's an S tier invincible, in my opinion. One of the best invincibles in the game. Honestly, I think he's the best invincible shooting guard in my team right now. DeMarcus Cousins, A or B? I really like this DeMarcus Cousins card, but I don't think I can justify putting him A tier. Montrezl Harrell base is amazing, but he is only 6'10" at power forward, but he has a really good player build, which is nice, but I just don't think you can quite justify that. Devin Booker, I think 6'6" point guard. He's basically the same as a playoff card. Not a bad card, but I think C tier is fair for him. And then Dominique Wilkins, questionable release, good size, good card, but pretty mediocre release, puts him down to C tier as well. Elton Brand, pretty solid card. I think B tier is probably fair for Elton. Not a bad option at all at small forward, but I think he's only like 6'9". Doesn't have incredible size. He's a good card, not insane though. I'm going to put Evan Mobley in A tier. I love this Mobley card. I think 7 foot power forward. I think he's a borderline S tier guy, actually. I don't quite think I can put him S tier, although he's damn close. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's borderline S tier, but I'm not quite giving him that S tier yet. Giannis's release sucks. Everything else about the card is very good, but I cannot stand his release, which is why he goes all the way down to C tier. Borderline D tier, to be honest, but the only reason he's that high still is because he is 6'11" and small forward with a great player build, so we'll give him C. I think Grant Hill is really good. He does pro escape, which is not a good escape, but everything else about the card is really, really good. I think you could argue A. I don't know if I personally would put him A. I'm gonna go B for Grant Hill. Not quite. Good card, though. Very good card. Jabari Smith, probably C tier. Not a good player build on him. I know he's listed at 6'10" at small forward, but I don't feel like he plays 6'10". He's good, though. I don't think he's insane. He's probably B tier. I do like Jabari Smith. He's got a good release, too. He's a good card. Jalen Williams is only 6'6" at shooting guard, so he's a bit undersized. Can't play point guard either, which kind of hurts the card. I think he's good. I just think a lot of these guys in C tier are good, not incredible, and I think Jalen Williams is one of them. Jamal Mashburn is a 6'8" shooting guard with good animations. I think he's a very, very solid card. I have not actually used that card personally, though. I will say Jamal Mashburn is one of the ones on this list that I have not used, but I think on paper, he looks really good. Nice release, really good sigs, 6'8" at the shooting guard position. I feel like he's going to be all around just really, really good. I think he's definitely a high B, almost A tier guy. John Morant's only 6'3". I think he's probably one of the best 6'3" PGs in the game, but at 6'3", you're just going to go D tier, unfortunately. Jason Tatum's C tier because he's 6'8" at small forward. He's way too undersized, unfortunately. I think Jerry Stackhouse goes B tier, 6'6" point guard. Don't love his release, but I think he moves really well. I think he's got a good enough release. I think he's a very, very solid card. Got a lot of B tier guys already. I'm actually going Kareem in C tier because I don't like his release at all, and I think release is one of the most important things. Kind of like Giannis, I don't like Kareem's release at all, even though he's really good in a lot of other areas. So I think C tier is fair for him. I think Jamal Mashburn and Grant Hill are probably better than Kawhi, but I would have liked to put Kawhi in A tier. So I'm going to move Jamal, I think. Maybe I'll move Grant. What is Grant Hill's release again? I used him once, but what is his release again? I just need a refresher on that. Seth base, Kukoc upper, pro escape is so mid though. Who am I putting up in A tier from this group? I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to, but I don't know who. Kenyon Martin could be put up in A tier actually. I'm gonna do it. Kenyon Martin. I know he's only 6'9", but I think he's better than all the guys in B tier. His release is really nice. He's super smooth. I think he's a really, really good card. Kobe Bean, unfortunately, does not have incredible animations. He's got his own escape for whatever reason. I think, no, maybe he has Curry escape. Did they give Invincible Kobe Curry escape? I've forgotten now. I liked this card. I didn't love him though. His real release on his card is not that incredible. Okay, so he's got D-Book's leaner, which I don't personally love. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's incredible. Yeah, I don't know. C tier, honestly, is probably fair for him. KP, on the other hand, is an obvious S tier. KP is a dog. This card is absolutely phenomenal. 7'3" power forward. I think this is probably the best invincible card in the game. 7'3" power forward can compete against any power forward in the game at a super high level while being an elite moving guy with a great release. Really, really good card. Lamar Odom is also an S tier power forward. No doubt about that one either, in my opinion. I feel like there aren't that many S tier invincible cards, but Lamar Odom is also one of them. I think he's legitimately a top 3 point guard in the game. He and KP are my 2 favorite invincibles in the game right now. I think they're both really, really good. I think LaMelo is mediocre, but I think he still has to probably go B tier. Although I like Anthony Edwards better than LaMelo. I'm going to be honest, I'm moving LaMelo down to C tier. I understand he's 6'7". I just think he moves so clunky this year. I feel like his release gets a lot of load ups, even though it's a very good release. I just don't like LaMelo cards in my team this year. I don't know why, but I just don't. 6'9", Larry Bird. He's on the same level as a guy like Elton Brand and Jabari Smith. If I'm putting their B tier, I got to put Larry B tier as well. A lot of B tier guys in this list. I'm standing by this. LeBron is going C tier for me. I think his release is kind of slow. I don't think he moves that incredibly. I really don't think he's that good of a card at shooting guard. He is 6'9". He's an elite slasher and he's an elite defender, but his card is not nearly as good as you'd expect a LeBron card to be. The only reason that his endgame's elite is because it has an all-do release. The Corver base they gave him on that card just is not good. Magic is going C, and you could almost argue D, but his release, his size saves him at point guard, kind of like Kareem and Giannis' ability saved them, but similar to those two guys, cannot stand the release. Makes him kind of tough to use. Manu's good, but I think he's not quite on the level of the guys that I have in B tier probably. It's close. You could move Manu up if you wanted to, but I'm still going to go C tier for him. And I'm putting MJ in C tier because I cannot stand his release. I really think his release kind of blows, to be completely honest. I know it's KPJ based, but his upper sucks. Really do not like that part of MJ's game at all. Going to go S tier for Penny, honestly. I think there's 3 S tier point guards that are invincible cards, and it's Cade, Lamar, and Penny. I think they're all amazing. I think Lamar's the best of them, and then Cade and Penny are pretty much the same level, but I think all 3 of them are amazing and some of the best invincibles that we have in the game currently. And I think Ray Allen is an A tier. No. He's only 6'5". It's hard to put him A tier. I'm putting him B tier because he's 6'5", but he's damn close to A tier, man. I'd love to put him and DeMarcus Cousins are 2 cards that I'd really like to move up just because I enjoy using them so much and I feel like they're such good cards, but I feel like I have to be fair and unbiased and put them in the B tier. D tier for Russell Westbrook. I do actually believe that you can argue Kawhi in A tier still because he is 6 foot at the shooting guard position with a great release. I think 3 and D wise, you're not going to get much better than Scottie Pippen. I think he's really, really good. I think I called him a Kawhi earlier. I'm going to put Shaq in S tier as well. The Montrezl Harrell base at 7'1" at the power forward position. He's one of the best invincibles in the game. Going to give him that S tier spot as well. That's probably it's our second to last S tier guy actually. Going to go Curry in D tier, just too undersized. Not great, honestly. Invincible's TMAC is going to be our last S tier guy. I think just like Danny Granger, an elite level shooting guard who can compete against all the in-game cards. Amazing option. Shockingly, Wimpy goes in Wimpy's category. He's the best card in the game by a significant margin. He has his own tier and 100% deserves it. Wimpy is obviously like a class of his own. 7'5" small forward. What are you supposed to do with the way he moves and everything? He's insane. Vaughn Kessler's a really good card as well. I actually think he's probably better than the other bigs that we have. Is he better than DeMarcus Cousins? I'm putting DeMarcus Cousins in A tier. I'm sorry, I'm doing it. I think DeMarcus Cousins deserves an A tier spot. Walker Kessler, if he's A tier, DeMarcus Cousins is A tier. Plain and simple. I'm just doing it. At this point, I'm not going to argue. I think DeMarcus Cousins is really, really good. And then finally, we have Zion Williamson, who is also C tier in my opinion. 6'7", a small forward, is not elite size. It gets tired really, really easily. I don't love his upper and his release. I think he's pretty darn good, but I don't think he's incredible, and I think C tier is fair for him as well. A lot of B and C tier guys, a lot of mid tier guys on this list, but this is my tier list for every single Invincible card that's currently in my team. Let me know what y'all think of my rankings down in the comment section down below. If there's anybody you think you would change, feel free to let me know. And if you do enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.